I lived with a dude who didn't wash his socks. He would just buy new ones. That's definitely crazy. That's definitely insane. Was it xQc?
Alright, listen, it's not a big story, it's not a big story. When I got to watch the league, I sat down and I did the math, okay? You're gonna think this is really dumb. I did the math, and because of the price of the shirts, right? And much time I'd have to do like bullshit fucking laundry, I thought it was less expensive, mathematically, to wear a different shirt every day and not do the laundry.
I did see xQc say it's actually cheaper for him to buy new shirts than to do laundry. And the fucked up thing is that given the amount of money that he makes like per hour, it actually probably is. But you can't do that in your life. That's my advice to you. You can't start valuing it in lots of positions. If you have like a normal job, you can evaluate your time the way that like your business or your job evaluates your time. Like if you get paid $50 an hour and you're like, do I really want to do this thing on the weekend? It's going to take 2 hours. That's like $100 of my time. That might make sense. But if you make like $20,000 a day, you have to stop doing that or you will literally never do anything. The logic falls apart. I read that interview with Mr. Beast where he's like, he doesn't go out on dates with his girlfriend because he values his time at $100,000 an hour. So he's like, is this date worth $200,000? I'm like, buddy, if you might as well just fucking die at that point. Oh, I guess I'm not going to take a shit because the shit's going to take me a sixth of an hour. That's like, 16 grand right there or something like that. You got to divorce the personal version of you from like the economic generator version of you. I'm not going after them. I mean, they're living in a different stratosphere than me. I'm just giving them a piece of advice. Or alternatively, like marry someone who won't put up with that logic. Because if I was ever like, if Kate was like mow the lawn, and I was like, well, I could mow the lawn, but mowing the lawn is going to take me an hour, and a sponsor would pay me, X dollars. Is it really worth this much money for me to mow the lawn? She would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? The grass is tall. Mow the lawn. Like, that's how real people live. Like, there's shit that you gotta do, brother. It doesn't matter. You're fucking online alias Monday to Friday. There's shit to be done. I'm just saying, I'm not even saying like, oh, people will like be mad at you if you say this. I'm saying like for you to have some quality of life and enjoyment out of your life outside of being a streamer. You got to remember that it's the real world that's real, and it's the stream world that's fucking like fantasy land. I mean, honestly, if I was at that level, I would just pay people to do stuff I don't want to do. I don't know. I mean, this is where I now veer into like maybe insane territory, like armchair philosopher territory. My take is that if you outsource all the shit that you don't want to do, the human brain is just designed to acclimate to that, and then you're gonna have like new shit that you don't want to do. You can't outsource all of your pain because your brain is designed to make more. As sad as it is, your brain is always gonna be like, oh, imagine how much better my life would be if this one inconvenience didn't exist. Then it's gonna be like, wow, look at how good my life is because of these conveniences that I have access to. So I think that's what, like, you gotta, even if you're like a mega celebrity streamer, I think you gotta fucking do the dishes, bro. My 2 cents, you gotta do the dish. I think it's a fool's gamble to be like, I'm above that stuff now. Because you gotta stay normal. Because at the end of the day, like, well, I don't know, maybe this is getting a little too into the values that people have. Your values might be different. Like, what are the values that give people fulfillment in their life? What are the activities that give them fulfillment? Hobbies they find enjoyable, spending time with your family, exercising, reading books, whatever, like learning stuff. That stuff, I think, is basically the same whether you're poor or like a billionaire. So you got to maintain like some connection to the foundational human condition. Otherwise, you're destined to be miserable forever. So I think like growing up, at least as a streamer, at first you're like, whoa, this is sick. maintain the lifestyle of like my dreams as a 12-year-old for the rest of my life, I could just play video games like 12 hours a day, and then like if shit gets dirty, I could just pay someone else to deal with it so I could play more video games. Like that, it sounds great, but then like the older you get, the more you're like, I don't know. I think the mature approach instead is to be like, you know, I'm going to accept that there's going to be times in life where I have to do things that I don't want to do, but that's the price you pay in order to also, you know, reap some sort of fulfillment out of it. Apparently Zuck just plays Civ in his free time and then watches videos about Civ. No, well, no, like I'm not saying you got to hand it to Mark Zuckerberg, but he also like hunts and butchers his own meat and is like a super insanely good like Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner and stuff like that. Like he's got hobbies that I'm not that interested in, but he's doing something, you know? He runs a sub 25K. He's in like he's in like kill your ass shape. Like I don't know if he has abs, but he definitely strikes me as like a 120-pound man that you don't want to get on the bad side of. Tech billionaire dipped in Mama Liz's kill your ass oil. It's also crazy to me because like, you know, 10 years ago, and he's still my enemy, don't get me wrong. But 10 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg was like public enemy #1. Is it that other tech billionaires have become so outwardly worse than him that he appears relatively normal by design? Like he's still a quirked up dude, don't get me wrong. But it really seems like, looking at it now and you compare Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg, you're like, Mark Zuckerberg seems to just be posting pictures of like his family and being like, we went camping this weekend. And he has like 2 or 3 kids with a woman that he's been married to, who he met in college. He's pursuing hobbies that are personally fulfilling to him, and probably is not addicted to horse tranquilizer, like et cetera, et cetera. I don't hate divorcees, I'm just saying. I mean, Elon Musk has 12 kids. He's entered the weirdness zone for number of kids. Elon is pulling aggro. That's so true. He actually might be one of the greatest tanks that the billionaire class has ever seen. Elon plus Grimes still does not seem real. Elon with his fucking the Mandarin, all white Mandarin suit with Grimes on the red carpet. We should have known, man. We should have known something wasn't right. Actually has 7 kids. I'll own up to that, okay? I literally thought he had 12 kids. 7's still like a lot, don't get me wrong. It's substantially less crazy than 12. You get a badge in the chat to identify ya. You're my subscribers. Thanks for 72 months. Thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the bitch. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the tips. Come over to my place, baby, you're a wreck. That's an original.